Okay, so continue pretty much from where we left off. I'm going to be trying to connect this element that we've made, the thing that makes the, when you up and down the quantity, ups and downs the price, very simple element. Bit overkill probably for what I'm trying to do is like I'm making a custom element. Really, I could write a little bit of JavaScript, stick it in the page, and it could do this for us. But I'm wanting to learn how to integrate Polymer into already existing websites so that I can swap over little bits until the whole site is polymerized or something. That'd be super cool. Let's go back to where we were, and I'll explain what I'm going to try and do next. Right. So this is where we were up to, pretty much. Except we know we need content, so let's just remove that. You can see. So this is the where we were getting the values from before, and in my Drupal site, this is the shopping cart as it stands now with its. Oh yeah, let me give you a little bit more screen real estate by disabling my microphone. Okay, so, and obviously this doesn't have the nice arrow keys, and I could just say, I could write a patch for the Drupal commerce to make sure that this gets said that it's a number, and then that could be pushed up and down. I could even add the JavaScript and get it to automatically change the price. But instead, I'm trying to work on that. I'm wanting to use the new fancy things, which is Polymer. So this is my little pet project to have a go. So here we have the quantity, the pro, and obviously you can change this, and it doesn't actually affect that at the moment, despite the fact that on another page I've done something quite similar. Let's go back to, I don't know, let's pick anything. Actually, let's pick something for sale. So this is my bike, the speed machine. Here it is, and it has lots of options when you're buying it. And as you pick the options, let's say disc brakes, you see the price here. When I click it, it updates the price. So we've already got this functionality working elsewhere, and this is just using jQuery and jQuery UI for the UI. And I'd love to switch all this out for Polymer. And so then I have smaller components, all maintainable. It's not part of a whole PHP module. It's going to be a small thing I can just update, and it'll be sweet and fun. Okay, so back to the shopping cart. If I inspect this, I can get the output from here, which is the quantity left. So it's this whole div is what I think I'm going to be replacing. Maybe not the remove button. I'll just leave that in there because I don't want to add complications. So this div here, as you can see, it's all nested divs, which is what Drupal's really good at. Even though there's only one thing in this div, it's still got a div around it to identify it. And I think this is going to end up being problematic for what I have in mind. So let's have a look at it. So if I copy that code into the content, I just add the content div. So in my little editor here, when you're if you have a content open and close anywhere on the page, you get to put the inner HTML inside your element, which in this case is, I can't remember what thing it was, but you can see you have a quantity, and here it is rendered at the end. And if I was to move that content div up, let's put it at the top to the styling, then you can see it goes before it. Now this is what Drupal will spit out on this site. I don't think it's completely by default, because I've probably put in the left and right tags for float left and float right. But if I wrap that in my update cart div, then what I could do is then hide these elements once they're inside a rendered, or use the JavaScript itself to hide it once it's in there. Now all of the elements here, the symbol we can determine from here, so we shouldn't need that. No symbol. The quantity we can determine from the input quantity, and here it is, its value should be 1, and the price is already in here as well. So really I could wrap the whole thing in the update cart tag, and then it should be possible for us to determine what the value is and what the price was, and then basically fill in these boxes but have them still there but hidden, so that when the form gets submitted it isn't interfered with on the Drupal front. You might just have an extra input box from this one. It's either that or copy the name over, and I'd prefer just to keep them separate and have it, when I update this, it update the quantity. I can't go below 0, good. Yeah, also since we last edited, I experimented with adding a minimum value to the input so that you couldn't go below 0 when you were picking prices. Right, so let's see if I can get it working on the server at all, first of all, before I start to pull out the values. So on my BikeFix server, right, so actually what I've done is I copied locally the BikeFix, no, the module, and did a bar install. Let me, I could do that again, that wouldn't take long. So this I'm using Crouton to get a command prompt. So I'm just going to make a whole new directory just for you. And it's just really for the cart update. So cart hyphen update, and then go into that. Now I've already got Barra installed. There's lots of tutorials on how to install that, and I want to save. So it's done locally in install, and what I'm wanting to install is my so this is using GitHub URL. I don't know if I've still got it open here. Yeah, here we go. So just that bit, let's just copy that to be on the safe side. I'm pretty sure that's going to come out the same actually. Looks okay to me. And then Bower should install and save it locally. So as you can see, all the elements that are needed to make this are copied in. And I have a nice Bower. Although even though I put --save in here, it hasn't saved it into a bow.json file, and I'd like it to do that. So oh, update cart. It's not. That's not actually the project, is it? Let's do that again. So this is going to be where I'm going to put stuff for bike fix. So let's put that in there. Bike fix description. Bike fix components, I suppose. I'm just going to do blank. Main file. Doesn't really have one. Keywords, no. Author, me. MFT, that's fine. Main page. Fix.co.uk. It's probably going to want some HTTP. No. There we go. So now I've got this. There we go. So now I have a nice Bower file that I can put on the bike fix site, and it's got our dependencies in there. So I'll just copy this whole folder up onto the server. And I've already done that actually, so now I should be able to go to there, and obviously I haven't put an index file in there, but I do have a demo. And there it is. So that's it with its demo as we said it before. Now, would really love it. Now I've got it running on the server. Obviously the pound sign wasn't coming out right, but I think that's just because I didn't set the UE. I set the character set in the metadata of the demo. So I'll fix that at some point. It's on my to-do list. Right. So now we've established the content. I'm going to put it back at the bottom. For a minute. And see if we can, by using the well, by default quantity is already 1, so let's make this 2 and make sure that's an even number. Yep, so that's divisible by 2, so that could be 2 products. And then let's see if we can work it out. So I've added this ready method. Now the big trouble I'm having with getting the data out, as you can see, this query, all affected children, is fine. I looked this up on the polymer site. It needs to have the div, this selector. I don't understand at all though. I'll maybe ask for help with that. So what I'm playing around with at the moment is getting it to find all of them, then updating from the value, and yeah, so it finds all. I mean, it could find div, so that's the only thing I can seem to get it to work. And then because it's finding all, it's returning an array. So I'm looking at the first one, and then the second div, and then the first div, and the first div, then the first div, and that's the actual input value. And this isn't very user friendly or accessible. What I'd really love to do is just say query all affected children input, and it return all the inputs. But unfortunately, it returns a tree only of the div, which might as well be star, because, and then I'm making that become the quantity. So let's see if that works. So now we have the quantity is 2, which is what I set. And if I update, if Drupal was to update this to 4, then the quantity becomes 4. So that's great. Now, to get this value is, if I get the inner text, I could then pass that and find something with numbers in it, and then I could also maybe determine the symbol, and then we've got everything we need. So let's have a look at doing that. I'm going to use the console here. Sorry if the writing was all a bit small. Oh yeah, there's my previous explorations into finding the quantity div, which is crazy. It's all over. Yeah. Anyway, so now I've found the quantity. Let's see if I've got the ready and ready to are both the same, actually, aren't they? At the moment, I was experimenting with this, maybe trying with a comma in between them. Oh look, a comma seems to work, but it's still not very nice, but at least that's something. Let's add another one. And that's the 3 children that are left. Great, seems to be working. That's much nicer than child, 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 child. I don't like the shouty capitals, but you know, can't win them all. seems to just be returning the same one over and over, so maybe it's not actually working. So it looks like I'll be digging down through children. Okay. So it would be the last div, and here's my inner text. Oh, there's another div within that div, so I could go child2, you do nothing. But and what we're trying to work out here is price. Okay. And we've determined that the first is 0, and then I want 2 to get the total, and that has a child, which is 0, which in turn has no children, yay, but has an inner HTML I can't remember how far I went now. Maybe I should log these out. Inner HTML. Yeah, that's just, oops, been changing the wrong one, haven't I? .2.0.0, let's try from there. Try that as in her. Let's do it in the text, it's fun. And all that I'd like to be, let's remember that, and book this. I've conveniently already got up here. Actually, I'm using this ready because I'm running it within the ready, just to remind me where it is. It doesn't actually do anything apart from that, but this is ready. I already know what it gives me. So this might return an empty array. Let's see what happens. I might just go screen. Yeah. So it was an empty array, and therefore there's no inner HTML. Let's remove one of these. See what we get. Inner text. There we go. So now we've got the text that we evaluate that as a number. I don't think it's going to come up as the number that I'm hoping for, but let's try it. So we've got this as text. Now I'm going to. I think I can make this bigger for you actually. Just thinking. Yeah. So that is a string at the moment, and obviously I'd like to evaluate that as a number. Easy way of doing that is just add a plus at the beginning. And it says, you're not a number, as I suspected. But this, now, if we split that, I'm making an assumption here that you always have the number at the beginning, which may be a bad assumption, but I'm going to go work for English and Americans, and I just basically want it to work on this site, and then maybe we can adapt it to work with others at another time. It's not the best way of working, but anyway, let's try. So it's already pretty custom with this children of children of children malarkey. That if I could get just a set thing that I could then pass in, that would be my ideal, just to say nothing. So I'm going to split this at that to get rid of the comma, and then join that again. With nothing, which should give me that, which is a start. Now I'm going to say that the first character is going to be the symbol. So, and the rest of it, so if I did that pop. Oh, it's been joined again. Yeah, so let's say, I think it's splice. P-I-C-E. So if I splice that at 1, what happens? Alright, it wants to be an array again. I want it to be an array again. Let's split it at every character. Okay, so I can say 0. I can use that to give me the 0 bit, give me the symbol, and this, which I'll join back together. And now it might evaluate as a number. So let's try dividing it by the quantity, which could be 2. There we go. So let's try this out in the page. Right. So let's look at this again. That is going to give us that this bit of text here. So let's put it page text. Or total as text. As text equals, and of course this being a new variable, let's declare it. Okay, and then from the total as text, we can get the price. Whenever I refer to this, that is the polymer object that we're using, because this is part. Well, this is just an abstraction. I'll show you the code a bit later, but it's just a way of referring to itself. All right, so we have this dot price, and then so this dot price equals the total as text split by that, joined again, split by everything, spliced, and then we have something that we can evaluate as a number. Then we can divide that by the quantity, which we've already worked out here. So we can put that in there. So now we should have the price, but the only thing we're missing now is the symbol, which is the first character of total as text. So this dot symbol, which I cannot remember how to spell. I'll just accept that and then here it is, symbol. Oh, and while we're here, look, there's a unexpected token bracket, so I've marked up the bracket somewhere along the line. So symbol, and this dot symbol equals the first character of that string, which you can do by treating it as an array. Now let's look for brackets that I've marked up. Oh, I was console logging that, and now I'm not. So I think that's probably the rogue one. And there we have it. So, did I change the quantity to 4? I'm doing that. I did, yeah. So if the quantity was 4, then the price per thing would be that, but price per seems to be a little bug there. Quantity 4. Oh, that's maximum length. Value 2. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. So then, if the Drupal site rendered it as value 1, which actually would, and this price, and then I upped the total, it would. Now, I'm losing the comma from that output, but hey ho. Now I wonder if I can just, because I do want the content in there, but I just want it to be hidden. I wonder if it will still work if I just do that. It still works, but it doesn't do what I wanted it to do. So it looks like I'm going to have to use the JavaScript to hide it. So right, we've got everything we need out of it. could maybe do that before, but I don't think it will take long to do that. So let's see. That's the way of getting the content. And dot DEN might hide it. Let's try it. Nope. Let's look that out and see if there's a display. Oh, hang on. Cool. This isn't get all affected children. Let's just try getting one. Looking good. And I don't need to put any attributes in. It's all determined from the Drupal site, which is, you know, I prefer it to be put in at a different level. This is like too many levels of extraction. So now all I've got to do is include the element like I have for the demo. This has been the demo. I've included it, and then I can just wrap my update cart element in the Drupal view, which I can show you that part at the very least. Alright, well now I've made those updates, actually, I'm going to update the code on GitHub and push that to the BikeFix server, and maybe tomorrow I'll show you it all integrated and lovely. Okay, see you tomorrow. Well, I say tomorrow, it might not be exactly tomorrow because I might be being filmed tomorrow, but it might be the next day. Right. Thank you for watching. I've got to work out how to stop playing it. There we are.